it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Former talk show host Ellen DeGeneres and wife Portia de Rossi have fled the US and moved to the UK.
That's not me, and I was doing stuff that wasn't me, and a lot of times we pretend so that we can fit in, and then we end up looking like a bag.
New footage of Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Bieber just surfaced, and let's just say it's raising some serious eyebrows. Fans are diving deep into the clips, sparking wild rumors about Ellen's past interactions with Justin when he was just a kid breaking into the industry.
And then later on, when Justin Bieber was interviewed by Ellen DeGeneres without any warning, she showed the photos in front of everyone, didn't tell him she was going to do that. Justin Bieber's legal team wasn't happy about this because they were considering action on the paparazzi, and Ellen DeGeneres made it seem like a joke.
But now some of Justin's A-list friends and fellow celebs are stepping up to support him, making it clear that they've got his back in this messy situation. Could this viral footage be the final nail in the coffin for Ellen's shaky reputation? Or is it just another Hollywood witch hunt? Let's find out. So get this. The feds have allegedly linked Ellen DeGeneres to Diddy's shady dealings, and the word on the street is she might have been his go-to fixer. Wild, right? I mean, Ellen and Diddy have been tight for years, and everyone just figured they were like chill industry friends, nothing deeper. But here's where it gets sketchy. As soon as Diddy's legal drama blew up, Ellen went into full ghost mode. She was out here acting like she barely knew the guy. That whole who never heard of him energy? Yeah, it didn't sit well with the feds, so they started poking around. And oh boy, did they find some tea. Rumor has it, Ellen allegedly helped Diddy sweep some pretty wild stuff under the rug.
No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party.
Looks like the curtain's coming down on Ellen, huh? The feds are all over her now, and it sounds like they're not holding back. With everyone buzzing about Diddy's latest drama, it's no surprise Ellen's name is getting pulled into the chaos too. So let's break down how she's tied to Diddy, because their connection runs deep. Diddy's been a regular on Ellen's show over the years, and let's not forget, he was always the one sending her those VIP invites to his exclusive events. Remember that one time on her show when she straight up called him out about not getting an invite to his birthday bash? Diddy swore up and down that he sent it, but according to him, she just didn't show.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
Here's where it gets real spicy. Word on the street is, Ellen wasn't just skipping out on Diddy's parties. She was allegedly hitting up the after-hours events, the kind they don't show on her talk show. During one interview, Diddy even hinted at these wild late-night scenes, joking about a different vibe that kicked off after the cameras stopped rolling. And Ellen, she laughed it off like it was nothing, but you know what they say, every laugh hides a little truth. Then came the viral moment that set the internet on fire. Paparazzi caught Ellen out in public and hit her with questions about the Diddy rumors. Her reaction? Total panic. She looked completely rattled, like she wasn't expecting it at all. Fans started buzzing. Why was she so shaken up by just hearing Diddy's name? Definitely makes you wonder what's really going on. The reporter wasn't holding back either. They hit her with a bombshell question, asking if she was surprised by the allegations against Diddy. That's when things started looking super suspicious. Ellen stumbled over her words and seemed desperate to end the conversation. Something was definitely off about the whole thing. And if the rumors are to be believed, Ellen wasn't just a guest at Diddy's events. She was part of the exclusive after-hours crowd. Even in a past interview, when Diddy joked about a secret party happening late at night, Ellen jumped in on the joke way too smoothly.
Think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party though.
Uh-huh.
No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel. You know?
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then no, I mean the after party.
What really raised eyebrows was this video of the paparazzi grilling Ellen about her friendship with Diddy. And y'all, when we say Ellen was shook, we mean shook. The moment they hit her with those questions, she immediately panicked. It was super weird, like why was she so freaked out over just hearing Diddy's name? The way she reacted had people seriously wondering if there's more to their connection than what we've been told. Because let's be real, Nobody acts that rattled unless there's something they're trying real hard to hide.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
Fans have been flexing their detective skills, diving deep into the connection between Diddy and Ellen. And trust me, they're digging up some seriously juicy details. It turns out these two might have more in common than you'd think. While Ellen hasn't faced the same legal troubles as Diddy, she's definitely not without her own controversies. And now she is also getting named in G-Ming Justin Bieber with Diddy. Everyone is aware of the alleged ordeal Usher went through and the things Diddy allegedly made him do, but not enough attention is given to the challenges 15-year-old Justin Bieber reportedly faced as well. In this video, we'll discuss the latest rumor suggesting that Justin has revealed how Diddy reportedly mistreated him. But first, let's start from the beginning. Certainly, one of the most evident indicators of Diddy's perceived manipulative behavior is when a former artist who worked with him expresses dissatisfaction. This is exactly what's happening with Mace, a former collaborator. In an upcoming video, you can witness Mace visibly upset and frustrated with Diddy. No exaggeration. See it for yourself.
Yo, I did this talking about he want receipts. Let's start with your mother. Your mother got the receipts. Everything is in your mother's name.
Several artists, such as Usher and Justin Bieber, have become entangled in the controversy surrounding Diddy's actions. These revelations have surfaced amid a lawsuit filed by Cassie. Initiated in 2013, the lawsuit alleges that Diddy orchestrated a series of events known as freak-offs, resulting in substantial damages to hotels amounting to tens of thousands of dollars. According to legal documents, Cassie, assigned to coordinate these gatherings, was instructed to procure male participants using various methods, including websites and escort services, based on specific criteria. Diddy purportedly demanded these encounters on a weekly basis, referring to them as our thing and stressing the importance of discretion.
Oh, she didn't want it, but Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black.
Cassie claimed that a series of disturbing incidents known as freak-offs occurred frequently in hotel suites at various locations, including the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle, the London Hotel in Los Angeles, and various intercontinental hotels nationwide. According to her allegations, Diddy's assistants facilitated these events by providing items such as baby oil and lubricant. Sean Puffy Combs has long been associated with rumors of hosting all-men parties. There are claims that Diddy spent an extended 48 hours with Justin Bieber when the pop sensation was still a teenager. Given Diddy's controversial past involving teenage boys, concerns have been raised about his interactions with Justin. Reports suggest that Diddy showcased a Ferrari to Justin and made promises of allowing him to drive it once he turned 16, despite Justin being only 15 at that time. Additionally, there are allegations that Diddy offered Justin a mansion, supposedly available to him when he turned 18.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty.
It's important to note that there is currently no concrete evidence supporting these allegations, but they do raise questions about Diddy's motivations behind lavish gifts and interactions with young celebrities like Justin Bieber. Speculation suggests that these actions may have been aimed at involving Justin Bieber in potentially age-inappropriate activities. This underscores the necessity of proper parental guidance for young celebrities, particularly in potentially vulnerable situations. Here's where things get really interesting. Rumors started swirling that Ellen had been going to Diddy's parties, but not the kind you'd see on her talk show. During an interview, Diddy even hinted at a whole different kind of party scene that kicked off after hours. And Ellen? She played it cool, laughing along like it was all just a joke. But as they say, there's usually a grain of truth in every laugh. Then came the viral paparazzi footage that had everyone talking. The paparazzi caught Ellen off guard and pressed her about the rumors surrounding Diddy. Saying she looked rattled would be an understatement. She was clearly thrown off. Fans couldn't help but wonder why the mere mention of Diddy's name had her so spooked. The reporter wasn't holding back either. They hit her with a bombshell question, asking if she was surprised by the allegations against Diddy. That's when things started looking super suspicious. Ellen stumbled over her words and seemed desperate to end the conversation. Something was definitely off about the whole thing. And if the rumors are to be believed, Ellen wasn't just a guest at Diddy's events, she was part of the exclusive after-hours crowd. Even in a past interview, when Diddy joked about a secret party happening late at night, Ellen jumped in on the joke way too smoothly. And we can't overlook Wendy Williams, who's had her fair share of beef with both Diddy and Ellen. Wendy and Diddy have always had some serious tension. According to reports, back when Wendy was working in radio, Diddy allegedly went to great lengths to get her fired because he wasn't thrilled with how she was spilling the tea on him and his shady dealings. Wendy wasn't one to hold back, and Diddy didn't take kindly to her exposing his drama.
Think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then the after party.
But that's not all. Reports also suggested that Diddy was so desperate to keep his secrets buried that he allegedly ordered a hit on Wendy.
I was there when he got rid of Wendy Williams.
Did he?
Yeah. When Puff made a phone call, this is his word verbatim.
But that's not all either. Wendy had dirt on Diddy's down-low antics back when it was a major taboo in the rap game. She even had a pic of Diddy in a compromising situation with another dude.
If that bitch is on the radio station when I get back in New York, ain't nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know are gonna ever do business with y'all again.
But aside from the allegations of Ellen's mean-spirited behavior, there are reports linking her to some seriously shady activities, like the mysterious death of her ex-girlfriend. Yeah, things just got insanely messy. For those who might not know, Anne was an actress who dated Ellen back in the late 90s, making them one of the world's first gay super couples. At that time, not many people in Hollywood were open about their sexuality, so Ellen and Anne were pretty groundbreaking. Now let's talk about the eerie parallels between Ellen and Diddy. Both figures have faced serious allegations of problematic behavior, whether it's Ellen's alleged mistreatment of staff or Diddy's rumored involvement in dark dealings. Their connections to various scandals and controversies only add to the intrigue, leading fans and followers to speculate about a possible web of connections that might go deeper than anyone realizes. Could these two have more in common than we initially thought? As details emerge, it seems the layers of this story keep peeling back, revealing a darker narrative lurking beneath the surface. They seem to have more in common than one might expect, from the rumors of Ellen attending Diddy's notorious parties to whispers about a shady industry cult that both may have been involved in. It's a wild ride, to say the least. Could Twitch have stumbled upon something he wasn't supposed to know about these two? It's starting to feel like a conspiracy that's too messy to be a coincidence.
This suicide note made references to challenges from his past. And again, it's vague.
So, what's the real story behind Ellen and Diddy? It seems like we've only scratched the surface of this Hollywood nightmare. The similarities between these two don't stop there, especially when it comes to how both allegedly treat their employees. Back in 2017, Diddy found himself in hot water when his former chef, Cindy Rueda, accused him of and retaliation. Rueda spilled the tea on how she worked long hours without fair pay, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Things got even more disturbing when she claimed that Diddy allegedly asked her to serve him and his buddies food right after their intimate sessions.
That someone, and it's a former worker, a former chef, they are now claiming Diddy did the same, okay? Now, I mention all of that to say there might be a money play in it.
If that wasn't enough, one of Diddy's pals supposedly walked into the kitchen completely expecting Rua to admire his physique. But here's where things get shady. Instead of addressing Rua's legitimate concerns, Diddy's estate director allegedly tried to frame her for theft. They supposedly dangled a watch in front of her, claiming it was found in the trash, and then threatened legal action unless she kept quiet. Diddy has been carefully avoiding tough questions and maintaining his public image for a long time. It's clear that a lot of drama is bubbling beneath the surface. If the allegations hold any weight, both Diddy and Ellen seem to have some serious issues when it comes to how they treat their employees. You've probably heard the whispers about Ellen's rumored harsh treatment of her staff, but it's more than just gossip. There's a long list of complaints that paint a pretty dark picture of how Ellen managed both her home and her workplace. Sources say Ellen ran her household like a strict drill sergeant, with no room for mistakes. Former housekeepers described her as a tyrant who would fire people for the smallest offenses. Some claim she even created a list detailing every little thing her staff did wrong, from serving food in the wrong bowl to not frothing her latte perfectly. "My belief is that someone's real personality comes out at home," the unnamed ex-staffer reportedly said. So after everything that has been said about her at work, you can imagine how terrible Ellen is going to be at home when her guard is down. It gets even wilder. Ellen reportedly set traps around her mansion, like hiding matches behind cupboard doors to test if her cleaners were paying attention. If they missed the matches, it could cost them their job. But it wasn't just cleaners who faced her wrath. Handymen and security guards who dared step into her space experienced constant criticism and condescension. One former staffer didn't hold back, calling Ellen the worst person they ever encountered, and claiming she actually seemed to enjoy firing people. And if you thought the chaos was limited to her personal life, think again. Things were just as toxic behind the scenes on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. In 2020, BuzzFeed News dropped a bombshell report with testimonies from 10 former staffers, confirming what many had suspected for years. The workplace was toxic. Employees were reportedly fired for trivial reasons, like taking sick leave or attending family funerals.
It really seemed like an effective PR spin. It was perfectly done, but I think that that's exactly what Ellen needed to do.
The stories just keep getting darker. Allegations of racism behind the scenes of The Ellen DeGeneres Show have added a deeply troubling dimension to the once beloved talk show. Reports claim Ellen was aware of the discriminatory behavior but did nothing to address it. Former DJ Tony Okungbawa even spoke out, describing a toxic environment that mirrored similar accusations from other staffers. These claims starkly contrast with the "be kind" mantra Ellen preached on air. Even more shocking was the eerie silence from Ellen's celebrity friends during the height of the scandal. While former employees came forward in droves, none of her high-profile allies stepped up to defend or denounce her. For someone so closely associated with kindness and compassion, the revelations of toxicity and neglect behind the scenes were jarring. And then there's Diddy. The music mogul, who has rebranded himself as Love, has recently promoted a narrative of positivity, even naming his baby Love Sean Combs. But behind the polished image lies a series of disturbing allegations. His ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a lawsuit detailing shocking claims of including allegations that Diddy coerced her into drug use, forced her into disturbing acts, and reacted violently when she tried to leave. The lawsuit painted a harrowing picture of manipulation and control, leaving Cassie emotionally and physically scarred. These accounts aren't isolated. Diddy's former bodyguard has also spoken out, alleging mistreatment of the mothers of his children, further tarnishing his carefully crafted persona. For both Ellen and Diddy, the chasm between their public images and the accusations against them raises serious questions. Are their personas of love and kindness just an illusion, hiding deeply troubling realities? But the real bombshell dropped in 2016 when Kathy Griffin spilled some serious tea in her memoir. While she didn't name Ellen directly, the clues were pretty obvious: short blonde hair and a reputation for being, well, less than pleasant. It didn't take much for folks to connect the dots. The tension dates back to 2007 when Ellen threw some shade at Kathy during her monologue, leaving a sour taste in Kathy's mouth. As a fellow comedian, Kathy expected a little solidarity, but she definitely didn't get it from Ellen. Reflecting on her experience, Kathy said, "I am apparently not her cup of tea, but I think she is great. I am not a comedy snob." Griffin continued by praising the 61-year-old Ellen DeGeneres Show host, adding, "I'm vulgar, but I think it's great there's clean comedians and prop comedians and topical comedians and observational comedians. I'm just happy whenever a female, especially a female over 50, is still in the game." In another interview, she said, "I had mentioned on your show that I wish that women would support each other more, in particular, super influential women. I expressed that to her and she was like, I don't have to have anybody on my show I don't like." After Kathy came forward, people couldn't stop buzzing about Ellen and what she was really like behind the scenes. Fans did some serious digging into her past, and let's just say the things they uncovered made her look even worse. One of the biggest revelations? What went down with Mariah Carey back in 2008. Ellen had Mariah on her show, but things quickly took a turn. True to form, Ellen couldn't resist diving into some juicy rumors about Mariah being pregnant. But instead of having a casual, friendly chat, it felt more like an interrogation. The tension in the air was palpable, and you could tell Mariah was caught off guard by Ellen's relentless questioning. It definitely didn't paint Ellen in a flattering light.
People are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right. Well, you don't have to
No,
answer.
that's okay. No, honestly,
you
how
don't
do
have to
I- how
answer
do
me.
I-
Let's just toast with champagne.
Things took a turn for the worse when Ellen handed Mariah a glass of champagne, practically forcing her to announce her pregnancy. Mariah had actually wanted to keep that news private, but in that moment, it felt like Ellen was more interested in the scoop than respecting her guests' wishes.
I can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
You can
know.
have champagne?
That's not champagne because you can't.
No, it
have
is.
The situation became even more heartbreaking when it was revealed that Mariah's pregnancy was high risk, and she eventually suffered a miscarriage a couple of months later. This is exactly why she wanted to keep her pregnancy private in the first place. Mariah was understandably upset with Ellen's actions during that interview. In a later interview, she expressed her feelings, saying, "I was extremely uncomfortable with that moment is all I can say, and I really have had a hard time grappling with the aftermath. I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen. This is peer pressure." She then pretended to take a sip, leading DeGeneres to exclaim, "You're pregnant." "I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had had a miscarriage," Carrie told Vulture. "I don't want to throw anyone that's already being thrown under any proverbial bus, but I didn't enjoy that moment." One person wrote, "What made me hate Ellen was the Mariah Carey interview where she was forcing her to drink alcohol to admit she was pregnant, and later, Mariah suffered a miscarriage. There's a reason why women wait to announce a pregnancy, and I felt so bad for Mariah's." Another one added, "I always got so annoyed when people said she gave stuff away. She never gave anything away. All those things that were given away on her show were sponsored, and she got paid to give that stuff away." But aside from the allegations of Ellen's mean-spirited behavior, there are reports linking her to some seriously shady activities, like the mysterious death of her ex-girlfriend. Yeah, things just got insanely messy. For those who might not know, Anne was an actress who dated Ellen back in the late 90s, making them one of the world's first gay super couples. At that time, not many people in Hollywood were open about their so Ellen and Anne were pretty groundbreaking. Fast forward to a bombshell revelation in 2021 when Anne opened up on her podcast about how Ellen allegedly tried to have her institutionalized and blacklisted in Hollywood. This kind of behavior echoed what had happened to many other big names in the industry, like Britney Spears, and it almost happened to Kanye West, who Diddy has been linked to. But this situation was even shadier. A year after Anne made those wild revelations on her podcast, she tragically passed away in a freak car accident when she wasn't impaired, raising some serious red flags. It kind of reminds us of what happened to Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, but then we have to bring Twitch into the mix and his tragic passing. Looking back at everything we know now, it seems like there are a lot of lies and inconsistencies in the stories we've been told. New evidence has surfaced, and there are growing allegations that Ellen and Diddy might have had a role to play in his death because Twitch knew more than he should have. Allegedly, they wasted no time silencing him for good.
Thing you would like to say to Twitch? Like, what has he meant to you?
As the drama unfolds, the plot thickens. Ellen's silence only adds fuel to the fire, and the connections to Diddy's arrest are becoming more suspicious by the day. This story is far from over, and the twists are sure to keep coming. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.